Hi, I'm Debbie with Be Quilted. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a half triangle square. To make a half triangle square, you will need a 6.5 inch square ruler, a self-healing mat, and a rotary cutter. You will first want to start with 2 square pieces that are a little larger than what you were planning to make your final half triangle square block. I want to end up with a 3.5 inch block when I'm done, so I've cut 2 blocks that are 4.5 inches square. That gives you plenty of excess material so that you'll end up, when you square up your piece, you'll have extra fabric. The first thing you want to do is place your 2 square pieces of fabric right sides together, as close to being square as you can. And then on the wrong side of the fabric, you want to draw a line diagonally from one corner to the next. I just use a ballpoint pen. You can use anything that you want. This drawn line now becomes your guide as you sew the pieces together. Now you want to sew 1/4 inch from each side of that drawn line. I just place the 1/4 inch edge guide from my 1/4 inch sewing machine foot directly on the line. Don't bother trimming the threads, because by the time I square it up, all these extra threads will be trimmed off. Next, you want to trim the square on the drawn guideline. And I just use my rotary cutter and just guide it along that line. Next, you want to press the fabric towards the darker fabric. Try not to pull too hard on the fabric because you don't want to stretch it out of square too much. Next, what we need to do is square it up to the 3.5 inches. So you take your 6.5 inch square ruler and you guide. You'll see the center line on the ruler. You place that on the seam of your 2 fabrics. And the first cut, the first 2 edges, I actually do larger than the 3.5 inches. That gives me enough fabric to square up the other 2 sides. You just place your ruler against your rotary cutter against the ruler and trim the one side, and then I do it again on the top. Then turn your fabric, place that diagonal line on the ruler on the seam of the 2 fabrics, and this time I'm going to square it up to the 3.5 inches. I place both edges here at the 3.5 inch marks. Again, that diagonal is on the seam. I do the first side, and then I cut the second side. And there you are, a perfect 3.5 inch half triangle square. Thank you for spending time with me today. For more tutorials, see bequilted.com.